The NFL season is now officially over, so it is time for a new NFL mock draft from us here at Chat Sports, mainly me, Tom Downey. I made one rule going into this. All the other mock drafts we've done, I did not want to have the same pick on at least my two most recent ones. So this is different than the other mock draft, which is the whole point, right? To look at different scenarios, how the board could fall. So with that in mind, pick number 1, Evan Neal, Jacksonville. Now, I don't know how this new regime feels about Walker Little and Jawan Taylor. If they're out on one of those guys, Neal does make sense at the top of this year's draft. Aidan Hutchinson, number 2, out of Michigan to the Lions. I think they would like to get him. I think in the end, Detroit will most likely take the remaining edge, that if there is not one who goes number 1 or the top edge on their board. Back-to-back pass rushers here. Kayvon Thibodeaux out of Oregon to Houston. I've seen some. He might not go top 5, Buzz. Feels like we're overthinking him. He's a good football player. Houston badly needs more pass rush help. The Jets at number 4, Kyle Hamilton. Now, maybe Jets fans are burned after going one of the other cities ever, and Jamal Adams going one here as well. Very different players. I don't think Marcus May comes back. Hamilton is a premier player. I would argue the best prospect in this year's draft, and I don't think he would fall down to number 10 with their other first-round pick. Now, this is a first-round mock draft plus some other picks for non-first-rounders. But if you want a full 2-round mock draft, then share this video. If we get, we'll say, 30 shares on today's mock draft, I will do, and spend all the time it requires, a 2-round NFL mock draft for you. But I need you guys to show me that you want it. Share the video right now. Number 5, the Giants get Ekwonu, Icky, out of NC State, a good pick. If they can get one of those tackles, those big 2 tackles, that'd be a really great first pick here for the Giants. Carolina goes Kenny Pickett. I am very intrigued to see what the Panthers do at the position this year because Darnold's not it. Absolutely not it whatsoever. So Kenny Pickett, as more of the higher floor prospect, could help them win now, which they need to do if they're going to keep, or if Matt Rule's going to keep his job. 7, the Giants, Sauce Gardner. I asked Giants host Marshall Green for the pick between Stingley and Gardner. He wanted Sauce, as he fits what Wink Martindale wants to do. And Gardner's played really well his entire career at Cincinnati. James Bradbury might not be back, and Derek Stingley hasn't played that much football in 2 years. So pick a CB1 for me. I think this is going to be a weird draft, by the way, guys. A lot of weird stuff's going to go on. Who would you take first? Type AG for Ahmad Gardner or DS for Derek Stingley. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So, the ad break comes here on YouTube. Head down to the pinned comment and get your votes in. David Ojabo, number 8 out of Michigan to the Atlanta Falcons. They need pass rush help. Ojabo, raw as a run defender, I think has immense upside and pretty good floor right now as a pass rusher. Charles Cross kind of slides to number 9. He could go pick 5, pick 6, pick 7 potentially. Denver does have a good left tackle. You could kick Garrett Bowles or Charles Cross out to right tackle and protect whoever it is your QB long term. Number 10, Garrett Wilson. Thought about Derek Stingley, but got to mix it up. Let's go Wilson. I think receiver 1 in this year's draft class. You have Corey Davis. You have Elijah Moore. It sounds like they're out on Denzel Mims. So Garrett Wilson here is the pick at number 10 to help Zach Wilson become a franchise QB. The Commanders, number 11, going with Malik Willis out of Liberty. I thought about Matt Corral here because I think he's a good fit offensively. Willis has more upside, though. He's got the arm. He's got the athletic ability. The Commanders, have to find a QB this year. Let's gamble on the upside in Malik Willis. Number 12, there's Derek Stingley. He does slide in this mock draft. That happens in the real draft and the mock draft as well. Stingley would be a huge addition for Minnesota, who does need more corner help. In general, I think this year's draft is going to be full of surprise picks. Remember when Tyson Alualu went top 10 and everyone was shook? I think we're going to get some of that this year. And that means there will be prospects who surprise us, just like it is every year. Players always slide, even the ones you don't think are going to happen that way. So predict it early here in February. Who slides surprisingly in round 1 this year? Drake London, the pick by the Cleveland Browns here, giving them another receiver. I've often mocked them Garrett Wilson, but he's already gone, so we're good on that front there. I like London. He's got incredible size, brings a different element to what the Browns have at receiver, and man, they need help there. Brandon Williams might be done in Baltimore. So how about a new run stopper up the middle? Jordan Davis. Now, I asked you about a slider in round 1. I could see Davis being that guy. When he's on the field, he's probably the best guy out there for that incredible Georgia defense. But he was out there 50% of the time, and that brings down his value. But for a team like the Ravens, in that scheme, which I think will be pretty similar to what they ran previously, at least front-wise, I think Davis would be a good pick. The Eagles, God, they're going to win this draft if they keep all 3 picks. We'll go quick on these two here. We'll group them together. Tyler Linderbaum, you can keep Landon Dickerson then over at guard, and George Karlaftis, a potential top 10 pick out of Purdue. I'm a huge Linderbaum fan. Again, I mentioned the sliding. He could slide because there aren't that many teams who want a 290-pound center. But I do because he's awesome at playing football. Valentine's Day it's come and gone at this point, folks. And if you didn't get something for your significant other, you guys messed up. Let me help you guys out. Him and her pajama combo deals 25% off at chatsports.com/NFLPJs for your favorite teams as well. 25% off for both the top and the bottom. It is not the fancy pajama stuff that you might get on Valentine's Day, the inappropriate stuff. But guess what? You forgot Valentine's Day. You're not getting that anyway. So start to get things correct here. Head over to chatsports.com/NFLPJs. Buy something for him or for her and their favorite NFL team. Links in the comments section and in the description. Chargers, 17. Trevor Penning. Storm Norton is not it. So you got to find a better tackle option. Penning was left tackle at UNI. He can play on the right side of the other thing in the NFL. It's a good fit. Matt Corral to the Saints. I realized in my last 2 mocks, I've actually gone receiver in both of them. Perfect time to give them a QB. I like Corral in the old Saints system. We'll see if that stays the same or not with Dennis Allen in charge. I worry about him, though, because he's got a good arm, quick release, athletic. The Ole Miss offense was not one that that does a great job of reading defenses in the end. So that's a big area of concern. I think the over-under right now is 3.5 QBs taken in the first round. So is it over or under that figure? Type in O for over or U for under. First linebacker off the board, Devin Lloyd. And by the way, Devin Lloyd, because he's going to go top 10. Eagles then would get Devin Lloyd, Karlaftis, and Linderbaum. I know they do not go linebackers early, but Lloyd at 19, that is a haul and a half, maybe 2 hauls for Philadelphia. The Steelers now at number 20, Andrew Booth out of Clemson. I didn't want to go QB here. Maybe they trade for Jimmy G in round 2 or something like that. I think Booth would help them out with corner being a pretty big area of concern for them. Producer Jack is glad I went receiver for the Patriots, and Burks fits what they like to do. You want a big slot? Sorry, Jacoby Myers. Burks was that guy at Arkansas. I think has the upside to be your more typical X receiver in the NFL. The Raiders going Jamison Williams out of Alabama. They got to get more talent at the position. Williams coming off the injury would be a fantastic fit for an offense that needs a vertical presence and a good one at that. Senior Bowl riser Jermaine Johnson next up here. He was actually already in my first round mock draft last time. Now he goes to Arizona. Chandler Jones might not be back. If that's the case, Johnson could be a nice fit in that defense. Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M here to the Dallas Cowboys. Linebacker could be in play here. Edge rusher, DT as well. But Green would be a day one starter at left guard. I don't see how he gets out of the back end of round one with several teams needing a offensive guard or at least offensive line help this year. We are less than 400 subs away from 280,000 at Chat Sports. And if you want more NFL draft videos, you have come to the right spot. Hit that big red button and subscribe right now. The Buffalo Bills, number 25, Trent McDuffie. They got Trey White coming back from injury, but not that much at corner. I like this corner class, by the way. McDuffie, late round one. It's a good pick. Tennessee Titans, Trey McBride. I'm not going to go receiver because I always go receiver. Tight end, a big area of need. McBride put up stupid numbers in a good way at Colorado State. Video game-like numbers for a level of football that in general cannot use tight ends. Trayvon Walker to the Bucks here. Quick aside, by the way, if you respond to me when I ask you who's your favorite draft prospect, and you just say that Georgia kid, you're right. And you're right on both defensive line with like two different guys, linebacker with potentially several guys, and even a good safety and corner. That defense is loaded. So Walker goes 27. You're an Ndamukong Suh potential replacement plus some edge help there. And Nakobe Dean. The linebackers ended up sliding for me, which I did not plan to do, but guys are going to slide. That's how it happens in every single draft ever. Dean, your Devondre Campbell replacement, would be a home run pick for Green Bay. I would not be surprised if he ended up going in the top 10 or top 15 maybe in this year's class. Now, in the back end of round one, there are always surprising first-round picks. We pegged Peyton Turner last year. That's what happened. So I want you to shout out a player that you think is a round one sleeper. Let me know in the comments section. Here's one. Bernhard RAIMANN out of Central Michigan. I basically gave Miami the best available offensive lineman. They need help. I know that's kind of easy, but it's also true. Chris Olave here to the Kansas City Chiefs. He can win downfield. He can win with route running. He's like maybe a actually good McCole Hardman or DeMarcus Robinson. They could use another wide receiver. The Bengals now at number 31, Zion Johnson. We all know it. That O-line's not very good. Get a good one in there for Cincinnati. I like Johnson a lot. I think he could be your surprise, like top 20 pick. It would be a surprise, but I think I would be surprised if he didn't go round one. And I couldn't resist doing it. Two Michigan men to the Detroit Lions. Daxton Hill, given some uncertainty at safety long-term for the Lions. Hutchinson and Hill, it's a pretty fun combo defensively for a team that, well, they need the help pretty badly. So grade this mock draft. Second round picks coming up here. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm not soft. You can be mean if you need to in the comments section. Let me know how you felt about this new NFL mock draft. All right, teams with no first round pick. I'll go Roger McCreary out of Auburn to the Bears. I love him. He's got tiny arms, so people might think he is more of a nickel, but I think he's a great football player. Seattle never does what I want them to do, so I'll give them a running back, who I like, actually, in Breece Hall out of Iowa State. The Colts, Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati, who I think actually could be I think that's a really good pairing, player and team-wise at QB. Jaquan Brisker, that's your Tart replacement in San Francisco, more of a box, but can play some deep safety out of Penn State. And the Rams, pick 103. They got no picks this year. High upside edge. This is a sleeper, by the way. I was on him earlier because it's from my alma mater, so I'm cheating. Dominique Robinson. I think he could go top 100. Edge, former receiver turned pass rusher out of Miami of Ohio.